Hello, welcome, episode 134 of New Meta Podcast. It's a great time to be a Dota 2 fan. Major anime series, new hero, patch update on the horizon, and an episode of New Meta Podcast that tops them all, no doubt. Welcome to the pod as always, Marco. How are you doing this week?
Doing amazing, like you say. You cannot be disappointed with the Dotaverse. This last week, it's just been grinding Singapore Major, grinding anime, looking forward to new patch, like you say. Oh, just lots of fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't feel like we're literally getting a new hero on Sunday, and yet we are. It's sort of incredible. I'm going to be so excited for the end of the Major, and then as it ends, there's a new hero. There's no come down from Dota. It's just the high just leads into another high. Whether it does come on Sunday or Monday, who knows? But let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope there's some sick teaser video ready to drop.
Just one last treat at the end of the production. Yeah.
I mean, you'll never top the Boston Major, was it? With the 7.00 reveal.
You have to talk to Adam about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
What about TI with the artifact reveal?
Oh, wow. Oh, yikes.
That was quite a big reveal, to be fair. People were excited.
And everyone just went, oh.
Yeah.
Isn't collective groan.
Isn't Ice Frog working on a new game?
What?
That's what I've heard. I've heard that Ice Frog's working on a new game. Go and listen to Syndrome and Suns fans. Oh, yes, it might be April Fool's, actually. All I know is that I saw the timestamps from a Syndrome and Suns fan podcast, and one of the timestamps was Ice Frog working on a new game. But this was a couple of days ago, so it wouldn't have been April Fool's. Adam, how you doing this week? You feeling good?
Yeah. Good.
Nice.
Big ranked climb.
Cool. Should we just fly into games then? You can just lead us in. What's been going on? What's this big rank climb? What's been happening?
I just played Gyrocopter and Spirit Breaker. If I get 5th position, I play Gyro. If I get 4th position, I play Spirit Breaker. And I win. Sorted.
Easy.
And then if Gyrocopter is banned, I scramble and pick something and I lose. And lose, I have no idea what to do. So,
What's the game plan on Gyro? Do you just max Q for the lane? Or you max W for the lane?
I've done everything.
Oh, you've done everything. Okay.
Yeah, just feel. Just how I'm feeling.
Just feel. That's
and
not
then
even
I run at them.
The biggest news of the week is you finally got a number.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. Like, I had to play enough games, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I played a lot of games, and it finally updated, and it updated 2,000 ranks higher than what I thought it was going to. So cool. That was pretty cool. I thought that I was too low to have a rank, and that if I won enough, it would eventually update. But I'm rank 2160, so
cool.
I thought I was going to be ranked 4K.
That is exciting to be on the podcast with almost the 2,000th best player in the whole of the North American continent. And
Smiley.
It's probably more than the whole of the North American continent, because I'm sure a lot of SA players play on US East and will have US East leaderboard on the US East leaderboard. So
yes.
The leaderboard's just America's.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
NA and SA.
Wow, so Adam's actually... He's in the pool with the floods of Peruvian Dota god gamers that we've now learned from Thunder Predator's performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. I want next TI to be in Lima. I'd travel for that. Because I feel like Peru's actually an unsung meta of Dota. Maybe I need to play on USE server and then I'll be the last thing I want in the world is for it to be anywhere near Peruvian Dota 2, but I have no contact, so... I just think it's great. Marco, games? How's it been going?
Been going well. Little bit of a climb also. The POS one is reliably ticking up net positive wins. I've had a bit of fun playing Ursa these last few games. Ursa feels like a nice pub stompy hero. He has high aggression. People just aren't really ready for it. It's just fun. It's very fun. Who else? A bit of Jug came in there, a bit of Weaver. It's pretty... Oh, Wraith King's been getting me reliable wins, which is pretty sweaty, but, you know, you do what you do for the plus 30, and it's working. Nice little climb. Trying to keep away from Adam.
Nice, yeah. That's a nice little race we have. Nice little carrot and stick going on.
Big time.
What are you talking about? I'm like 2,000 ranks above you, mister.
Yeah, that's true.
You're catching me.
I got no legs to stand on here.
EU trash.
EU trash, absolutely. Singapore Major. Just bow your head in shame.
Unless you're on the active Team Secret roster, you're trash. in Europe, that's what we've learned.
Yeah. Top 50 or nothing.
Yeah. Before we move on from your ranked climbs, I have a fun Singapore Major fact for you. And that is, there are only 2 heroes that have yet to win a game with 5 or more picks. And those 2 heroes are Spirit Breaker and Gyrocopter.
No.
Yeah, they're both 0-5 at the Major. So Adam needs to send some replays over to Singapore, I think.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know, yeah, it's funny. I didn't even realise that. I just stumbled. I was like, what heroes are doing terribly even though they're being picked a lot? And then 0% win rate, Gyro and Spirit Breaker are the only ones with 5 more picks.
I just play them in my games, it feels like OP.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why is no one else doing this? I just ban Enigma and pick Gyro, and then I win.
Easy, yeah, easy. In terms of my games, I don't feel like I have much to report, to be honest with you. I haven't played that many games of Dota ranked. I think I've only played maybe 3 or 4 or something. I know I tried to play a Witch Doctor in ranked for tokens, and that was bad. And then, yeah, I don't really feel like I have anything to report. I was 15k up on a puck and went Dagon, and then we lost, and then I regretted going Dagon.
Whoa, why?
Why'd I go Dagon?
Yeah?
Because we were against, let me find the game. I was against Tinker, and we were against like Earthshaker and Weaver, and it just felt like Dagon was the right build. Like if you were a good puck player and you could go any build, I think Dagon was the right way to go, but because we just needed instant burst because we had like Ursa and Ogre, and we were trying to burst people in one and they kept getting away just like Tinker gets out. Or
did you have a Hex?
No, I didn't have Hex.
Question mark?
Yeah, question mark. I mean, if I could go back,
Lincoln's or a Lotus?
Yeah.
I have Coil though, so I don't feel like Hex is that. You don't see pucks go Hex.
No, yeah, but just for the catch, I guess, if you're saying...
Yeah,
yeah,
I had Ags. I did have Ags. But yeah, it was one of those where there's a Ghost Scepter on hero, so I don't feel like going down the right-click route's very good, and I felt like Dagon was good, but then I can't use Dagon, so that's a big negative of when you make that choice. And then beyond that, Void Spirit is pretty straightforward hero. We can move on actually into the what have you learned, Marco? I don't know if you want to elaborate on this. This is your idea from last week.
Well, one idea is rather than spiel our allies are so bad, we're so good, we could spiel what we have ourselves recognized as being poor play and reflect on our own downfalls, and also then extend an olive branch to our allies and maybe give some anecdotes of what our allies have done well. Maybe that one requires a bit more thought, and because it's a hard one to get the answer to. Kappa. Or, like you say, the learning points. Like I've got a note here about blinks. To me, I could just say that it's not really about someone doing something good or bad. It's more an observation from a couple recent games, which was tilting, but is a great learning point. So, up to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to lead us off with what you have? I have a note. I'm personally probably going to go down more the something that I learned. But
okay,
we'll get there when we get there. But
Well, this point is flaming my allies, so it's not.
Nice.
It's nothing to do with the first suggestion of a PMA segment. It's completely opposite. It is ally flame. It's just got a heavy dose of learning in there, which I think is interesting.
Okay.
And so it's to do with...
I love that, the whole idea of the segment, and then it's just allied flaming anyway.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. This anecdote is just ally flame at the end of the day, but
Okay.
it is good education.
Nice.
And it's really interesting. So it's about blinks, and basically it's about recognizing when blink heroes, like a Quap or an anti-mage, recognizing when the blink cooldown is down is so high value. We've mentioned it before, like when we spoke about playing Void Spirit, say, and if you note, I mean, it's a similar idea to Void Spirit with charges. The Astral Step charges are almost like blinks. Noticing when these key cooldowns are down, and you've therefore got this window of opportunity where they are vulnerable, and then you pounce and kill them. It's just so powerful and important. Like what they called if Void Spirit's CD on W's down and they've used 2 Astral Steps, you could say like jump on them and they've got no way to get away. Similar idea, you blink on AM, you blink on Quap. Once they've used that spell, it's 6-second cooldown. If you're then chasing, you've got a window to beat them up because the spell is on cooldown because you've just seen it cast. So I had a game where there's one tiny example in a game that we won, so it's fine. It's not like a game-losing misplay, but we're chasing a Quap. What hero am I? I think I'm an Ursa. Chasing, and we've got a blink on our OD as well. Like, the Quap's gonna die, but our OD blinks and Astrals to Quap when we're all kind of on top of her, and she's just used blink, and we're all kind of looking at each other like, bro, this is not necessary. And it wasn't, and that buys her time. The cooldown gets lower. I mean, it's completely counterproductive to use Astral when the Quap blinks on cooldown. Maybe if the blink's not on cooldown and you want to set up a stomach, etc., fine, but when it's on cooldown, it's so bad. Then there was a worse example, and Adam got the brunt of this on the Steam messages in this difficult game. I'm Ursa again. Honestly, I felt like I was doing so much heavy lifting. We're behind, but I'm getting involved. Something I've been really doing a lot on these POS 1s and taking inspiration from just watching games is really focusing on involvement as a 1. And I know I say hit creeps win games, and absolutely in the vast majority of games you can just AFK farm and win. But then as you get higher, it is going to be more impactful that you can farm really well, but also see the opportunities that you can connect and make, contribute to the fight. It's so critical in some games when it's not just a free game. And so we're in a hard game, Ursa, etc. They got an enemy anti-mage, total free farm, and we're chasing him with 4 heroes. We've got me, Ursa, and then we've got a Blink Sand King, and we've got a Rubik. Basically, we're chasing anti-mage, and this play happens where he uses Blink, and then me and Sand King blink after him, like, on top of him, and our Rubik blinks and astrals him. And not only is it an astral, which is quite a long duration, it's then a Rubik astral, which lasts for longer than normal, just buys complete infinite necessary time for the AM. Astral finishes and then he just blinks away. And we're all just like hands in the air going crazy, like, why have you just done this?
Rubik's stolen a spell and wants to use it. Classic Rubik.
Doesn't recognize that AM's blink is on cooldown, then he just deletes him from the game for 5 seconds, and then he comes out and blinks away. It's unbelievable. So yeah, recognizing those blink cooldowns or just the mobility spell cooldown, if you get Void Spirit, even someone like a PA who's got a blink strike, if you know that blink strike's down, you know you can maybe commit. But if you don't, like, or if you know that if it's up, you know you can't do a hard commit like on the Void Spirit, say, or it's recognizing the spells that I've been using. You can apply it to lots of stuff like your Hex and your supports, disables, and the Impale of the Lion. Is it up? Is it not? It's just a general skill set to have, but I do think with the blinks in particular and having some of these anecdotes recently did tilt me a little bit, and yeah, I feel like it's an interesting one to flag.
And also it plays into when you see people try and gank Quaps, but particularly anti-mages, you don't see people try and just run at an anti-mage in the jungle. They'll wait at a camp where they know that anti-mage will blink to that camp and hence have blink on cooldown. So it's sort of exactly what you say, you know, you need to recognize that one of the conditions for you killing anti-mage is that his blink's on cooldown,
Yeah.
or that he's chain stun. Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, blink being on TD is like the main. That's like the main factor.
Another example I love, similar vein, is the Puck illusory orb.
That's a
I think
great example.
that's one that's really underappreciated. But if the Puck uses it like in the mid lane, I think a lot of kills will be missed because people haven't recognised actually you have kill potential. That is Puck's escape spell, and if it's down, you can just run at the Puck. And what do? They can't do anything. So that's another one to be aware of.
Yeah, definitely. Adam, do you have anything that you've learned this week, or anything you want to compliment one of your teammates or enemies, or anything that sticks out from you?
Compliment a teammate.
Alien concept.
Compliment an enemy.
Yeah, or just something that you've learned.
Tusk with the Necrobook is good.
Yeah, the core Tusk.
Yeah, I guess that just means Necrobook is good.
With tag team. Is that why it's good
Yeah.
on Tusk? Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. And then Necrobook is just the most OP item.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm tired of that item.
Yeah, maybe by the time we pod next week, it'll be...
I think it'll get
diminished.
changed again. I swear the most annoying part about it is just the D wards.
That's the bit I hate the most. Why does it have True Sight? Don't give it True Sight.
Like, you just can't ward anywhere on the map. And it's one's melee, one's ranged, so it just takes care of any ward. Can't ward the ground anymore, because they'll just inadvertently pick them up, and then you can't ward the high ground because they'll know that's where the wards are. So it's like, it's really tough. But yeah, Tusk with Necrobook, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Just Tusk in general, to be fair. I mean, later on in the pod, we'll go to major takeaways. Well, in fact, not even later, very, very shortly, because we're only going over the things that we've learned, and then we'll be there. Tusk is on the cards. I feel like, at least in my opinion, Tusks seem like a kind of crazy hero. On Pods 4 seems insanely
I like
good.
that hero.
Yeah. It's looking so good at the major.
It's the Pos 4. We said it in episode 1. We'll say it again. It is the quintessential Pos 4, along with Earth Spirit in my eyes.
Yeah.
I like when Tusk is a good hero, the game is fun.
Yeah. It's definitely
Tusk
a fun 4.
Yeah, he's high skill cap. I think I said, like, if I was to pare it down to 80 heroes, he would make my cut for 80. I think I was mad after one game. I said, I swear this game needs to only have like 80 heroes in it instead of 115.
Yeah, that was when you learned that Morphling gets the Aghanim Scepter spells of his opponents without buying an Aghanim Scepter himself. I.e., he gets Swift Slash and Nimbus and things like that without having to build Ags himself. Unlike Rubik, of course, who only gets the Ag Scepter spells. Oh no, that's not true. He just gets the Ag Scepter upgrades of opposing spells, but if Zeus uses a Nimbus and Rubik can still steal that. Yeah.
Right.
But then that's the point of Rubik. Morph never had this ability to get opponent spells, and they added that in recently, so... Yeah.
It's so frustrating that he gets, because they're considered non-ultimate abilities. So it's almost like certain Ags and Ag Shards are terrible to pick up. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to get Swift Slash as a jug against a Morphling. Maybe you are, but, like, it's really frustrating. I know if I'm playing support Gyro, you're never supposed to get Flat Cannon. You just don't skill it.
Yeah, and that just sucks. That, sucks for you in the game. So, yeah.
Well, I don't skill that till level 11 anyways, so, I'm cool with... Sure. I mean, I would love it if he would jump into me in every fight, because then you're just like, dang.
Yeah, you press E and nothing happens. You're like, wait, what? And then the 5-head play just didn't level it. Yeah. What was I going to say? Marco, I wonder if you can guess this. This is something you don't know. This trivia is provided by Nick, friend of the pod. There is one Aghanim Scepter spell that you do not steal on Morphling. I wonder if you can guess it. I'd be impressed if you can guess it. But there is one spell granted by an Aghanim Scepter on a certain hero that Morphling is unable to use when he morphs into them.
Can you give me 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure. I can give you a clue as well. I'll give you a clue when you want it.
Okay. Can I look at the heroes?
Yeah, go for it. You can go. Yeah, there's a good reason for it. It's not like a random like what? Why is that? There is a good. It makes sense.
It makes sense why he doesn't get this axe.
Good one for the listeners as well.
A few moments later.
Is the clue more obvious than if you gave me the attribute of this hero?
Yeah, the clue's more obvious than the attribute. So do you want the
Give
attribute
me the attribute
first?
then.
Okay, so it's strength.
The Aghanims, God, there's some strength heroes here that I am not... I think I've got it.
Yeah.
So Morph can't use... When he replicates, he can't use the ultimate ability
Yes.
of the hero, so
Yeah.
Phoenix, he couldn't use the egg to bring them in. That's what Phoenix Eggs does.
No, but of course, he can't use... That's an upgrade, though. I'm talking about a new spell granted by Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, he can't... Obviously, any Ags that upgrades an ultimate, he won't be able to use because he can't use the ultimate in the first place.
True. So who gets a new spell?
Process of elimination.
This is top quality pod
This is
content.
so hard because about 25, maybe 40% of these heroes, I don't know what their Ags do, so...
Okay, so I guarantee you know what the Ags does on this hero. It's
really?
classic Ags. It's not a new Ags, it's a classic Ags.
It's a classic Aghanims.
It's been the Ags for this hero for as long as I've played the game.
Oh, Timbersaw.
Yeah, it's Timbersaw. You can't use Second Chakram.
Yeah.
It's the only Aghanim Scepter spell that you can't use in the game. On Morph. There you go. Got there in the end.
Whew,
Nice.
fucking
Nice.
need a shower right after that.
There's some editing that I'll do to save the pod, or else I'll have no listeners left. Yeah, well, there you go. Another bit of...
Just edit the pod so I get it after about 2 seconds.
Yeah, just Timbersaw straight up.
Yeah.
Whoa, unbelievable. What a genius.
Yeah, famous hero for Marco against... Was it against the Gainsworth stack, the Timber?
The Timber mid, against Gaines's Leicester Jesters.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go to major take-home. Oh no, I haven't done what I've learned yet. Oh my word. I'll try and keep it brief, but 2 things that I've learned, and one is a sort of takeaway from my games, and one's just a straight up learning thing. Marco, you'll like this one. So 2 games of Void Spirit mid that I played this week, and I learnt something through being forced to play a certain way. And so I was laning against a Dragon Knight, and I'm Void Spirit, so I'm thinking, look, I'm not going to beat DK in lane, go even. This game's just about CSing, like as well as possible. And that's the only thing that matters in this game, in this lane, is CSing for me, because I'm not going to kill him. So I did that, and long story short, I find myself at 8 minutes just from making no attempt to harass or do anything, and just putting myself in the best position to CS and not take damage. I basically just won the lane, like, quite comprehensively just from doing that. And then it made me think, wow, that's sort of what every lane's about. You know, don't bait yourself into this mindset of, oh, I'm Void Spirit versus, like, whatever, Morph. Let's win the lane and, like, harass and do all this fancy stuff. Actually, especially at my MMR, CSing is just, it's going to be so much more fruitful for you. So then I took that mindset into my next Void Spirit game, which was mid against a Hoodwink, and the Hoodwink was terrible, so it doesn't really matter, but the point is, I wasn't trying to harass the Hoodwink, really. I mean, obviously I CS with my E on the range creep sometimes, and I try and get the Hoodwink in to the E as well, but beyond some really obvious stuff like that, I'm not trying to, like, man up or do all this weird stuff. I'm literally just walking towards a creep when it's low, CSing it, and then like walking to safety again, i.e. like out of range of Hoodwink, and then just repeating that and trying to get every CS. And that was again really successful. So the takeaway is, what I've learned, don't think about heroes, think about creeps. And there you go.
So you're telling me, after 134 episodes, CSing matters, last hits matter, mechanics matter.
Yeah.
Is this where we're at 134?
Well, no, but you know me. I have to relearn every lesson every week.
Well,
you gotta. Exactly. You can't ever perfect the game.
No, I've done that recently, like last couple of weeks, thinking about the basics again, laying in basics, what matters, what to do, because you can just forget or not think about the important stuff. But win the CS war in most pubs. Just casual, every last hit, every last deny, don't die, don't do anything stupid, because it's when the misplays happen, not because you try and get that's actually can happen. If you try and get the last hit under a tower, say, that's a misplay. But most misplays happen because it's hero orientated. I'm going to try and get that kill. I'm going to try and do a trade, and it fucks up. The kill fucks up. You go too far. You miss creep and don't get the kill, or there's a rotation and fuck ups happen 99% of the time for some hero reason. So if you just go to the basics, like you say, of all that CS, last hit, deny, chances are you're going to be in a pretty good spot and a relatively better spot than your opponent. Yeah.
One other thing that I learned this week, and when I reflected on this, it almost in a way goes against the new meta hierarchy of needs of the importance of farming and CSing, and sort of our advice that we give to a lot of people about well, not a lot of people actually, but our advice to ourselves and to others about farming. The whole Dota 2 universe. So this game that made Adam sad about Morphling and want to remove another 5 heroes from the, the clean 80 hero version of Dota 3 that he wants to make. I was playing Jug, and I don't play carry that often, but I was very much of the mindset of I'm going to farm and prioritize my farming and build a Battle Fury and then hit creeps really hard and only get involved when I sort of already know it's going to go well before I start getting involved, if you know what I mean. Nothing speculative at all. And that's going great for me. We're a bit behind. It is a hard game. Morph it's very hard for us to kill Morph, and Morph having a great game. And so it's not like this. It's not some perfect game. It's not even like we are behind. But for me personally, it's going well, and I feel like I'm strong. But in one move, basically we lose any chance of winning, I would say, from one move that I do. And that's not just because the move was terrible, that's also because we were already behind and we were already sort of hanging on a bit. But the major mistake here is clicking on heroes, which again is something that I have to learn every week, or that it's just been a work in progress for about 4 years, ever since I started Dota. Because basically I see an opportunity to kill the Zeus and have a haste rune, so I know that I'm going to be safe because I can spin and run out with haste. So I'm feeling like, I can dive a bit here and I'll be fine. So I run in with this haste rune, Omni/Zeus, and then the awful feeling of, fuck, he's got a Ghost Scepter that I didn't realise about. Because he hadn't revealed it, because he only would use it against me, and so I hadn't seen it because I hadn't clicked on it, and I probably hadn't clicked on his hero since the laning stage, probably. So that's the importance of clicking heroes. And I've actually got an example from TI Grand Finals in which someone didn't click a hero in a very game-losing moment. I'll come back to that in a minute. So that's the big takeaway. Click on heroes and concentrate on CS. So that's me with sort of Herald level takeaways, or applicable to Herald all the way up.
Yeah.
The reflection also is that I'd farmed really well and concentrated on CS and done the whole, just AFK farm and you'll win games. But ultimately, it made me think that at some point in the game, you're going to have to get involved, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it's still, very important how you get involved. Or you're just But sorry, go on.
Going back to the hierarchy, baseline, the mechanics, and being able to last hit. And over the course of the game, the level of focus required to efficiently farm, I get the last hit, to get the last hit's execution diminishes over the game. You need to concentrate only for the first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes maybe, but then 20 minutes onwards, your farming patterns, you need a little bit of focus to not miss CS when you're 3 hitting the creep wave, but you don't need as much as when there's 4 heroes in the lane and you're CSing. So the idea of AFK farming over the course of the game, maybe AFK is a bit misleading. 20 minutes on, you need to be absent-mindedly killing creep cants and killing creep waves, but with a high focus on minimap and enemy movement, ally movement. Anyway, that's to me baseline like mechanic of the pyramid, but then going one notch up, and to your point about a carry, you need to get involved at some point, absolutely agree. Whenever I see these kind of pro replays, Matu in pubs, Ramses in pubs, whatever, they don't just AFK farm 000 KDA and then come out and win, because the game doesn't allow that. It's too fast paced, too high quality. They're involved really from lane in minute 0 to minute 10, and then minute 10, 15, 20, whenever they can, they are involved. And I watched a replay just earlier. It was a battle cup, and there was a really good stack, like rank 300 immortals against another high rank stack. And I was watching the PA, the same thing, just like, did really good CS in the lane, but then through the game was participating every few minutes, but never disrupting the farming pattern detrimentally, like fucking walking across half the map to get to a fight, or like doing a TP rotation just to get into a fight. It was always built into the farming movements and rotations. I do absolutely agree and want to emphasize that as the carry, you have to, focus on the farm and air quotes AFK farm, but to be a good carry, it's all about being able to participate and link and connect with your team in that low risk, high reward manner all through the game. And in some games, you're going to have to take higher risk if you say more back foot. But even in that low risk game, where you're not just stomping 4v5, to be a better carry, you need to connect when pos, get that Omni Slash off, then go back and farm for 2 minutes, that kind of thing. So,
that's what I was going for in this game. I mean, it's sort of easy with Jug, right? It's like, do I have Omni Slash? Yes. Okay. Well, I can get involved if it's like a guaranteed kill and, like you say, low risk sort of thing. But then later on in the game, that's when I fucked up. But that's from not clicking on a hero mainly. This specific example. So,
but honestly, I feel like I played the best game of my POS 1 life in this last week. Talking about POS 1 farming and involvement. Wraith King safe lane with a Abaddon safe lane, and we're against a Mars Phoenix. Is it Phoenix or Mars Rubik or something? Mars Crob. Something hard and just really hard and just no real chance to farm Abaddon. Oh no, it's Mars OD. An OD with brown boots was just running rings around me and Abaddon. You can't catch the OD, it's just harassing you, hurting you. Mars is strong. Really horrible lane. About 2.5k net worth at 10. Fortunately, at about 10:30, get 2 kills after the dive in to bring me back to like 3k net worth at minute 10. Really bad shit. Enemy MK's got free farm all game. But what the enemy MK does all game is very much farm intensive and never got involved. Look at its KDA, low kills and assists. But what I was doing on the Wraith King from say minute 10, I'm fighting at mid tier 1 when there's a scrap going on, because I've connected from like the mid lane jungle, connect just to throw out a stun and get a couple right clicks and get that support kill. And I was skirmishing really hard, obviously trying to scrape as much farm as I can, but always had this really heavy mindset of, I need to be that extra number in the fight. Our team's losing the game. I need to be that extra number to kind of wrench us back a bit. And it was honestly so critical that in numerous, or nearly every fight that we managed to take or skirmish that happened, like in the lane or on the lane, in the river, etc., I was always really conscious about connecting and not being like, let's be that farmer who goes to the next creep wave as opposed to connect with the team. It was always like, position myself and I can connect with the team and choose to connect with the team rather than take an extra camp. Really just like pushed back the enemy's momentum. And it was absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. If I didn't make these rotations, we lose fights, we don't get kills, enemy's going to snowball more. And it it was enough to push them back, and then and it just happened. This was the game plan. I had like 20 minutes. I then get the armlet, and I've got crap farm, like below average farm for that hero and that time. But I've got the armlet. I'm like, let's go fight again. The heroes are kind of a bit squishy. The levels on these intel heroes, so they're strong, but they are squishy. Let's make use of that slight power I've got. And all this time, MK, I think, kind of failed in his game by not rotating, and he never really got involved. He was always really farm heavy, but from this rotations from me, we've got that numbers advantage, and we're able to push them back. I get the Dezo. I'm still not super farm, but I'm strong, and I'm hitting hard, winning these skirmishes, etc. Then get that Rosh, then that next objective, and eventually we overrun them, and I get the blink and overrun them, and we come back. And honestly, I feel like Matu was just, I was Matu just there, like, thinking, how do these top POS ones play? And they do play with aggression and by getting involved where possible. And I honestly, I really feel like it's the best POS one game I've ever played.
Nice. Genuinely. Anime hero. Wow.
Yeah.
New hero for all of us.
Anime? Brave King?
Well, I guess not. I just meant your story arc.
Anime storyline. Yeah, absolutely. It was honestly hype.
Yeah. Sounds like you should have been on Monkey King and he needed to be on Wraith King. Given the play styles, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he fucked up.
Yeah. It's about getting that balance right. But I think you would agree, obviously, we say in most pub games, you know.
Yeah, the foundation
is the foundation, exactly. Yeah.
Farm AFK, focus on your own farm. Yeah. And the great rule of thumb you mentioned is if it's a low, like no risk, no opportunity cost to get involved, you go do it, and it can contribute. But then go back to focus farming and one. Yeah, we see in pubs and party games all the time the POS one's too fight centric, and it's meaningless, and they waste loads of time farming when they could have been farming. Yeah. It is a balancing game.
And you see in pro games that carries often farm, that they edit their farming patterns or alter their farming patterns so that they're nearby skirmishes. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. So, for example, your Radiant pushing top tier 2, which is a great tower to get in the mid game, and the carry will be farming the enemy's jungle or like the enemy's small camp next to the outpost, so they're like near, so they can connect, but they're also not in danger where they are. Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that. And I'm not saying that's like a very, like that's high level, but that's what the best players do. So yeah, let's go to some major takeaways. Adam, I don't know how much of the major you've been able to watch, but what have you been thinking watching it? I mean, first of all, have you enjoyed the action? Like any particular highlights and anything that you've thought while watching it about the meta or anything like that?
I just gotta say, I just, while you guys were talking about that, I just made my fixed DotA lineup.
Really? Nice. Which heroes have been axed?
I cut 20 heroes.
Wow, 20 heroes, my word.
Because if you go down to 80, that's a third of the pool, and that's way too many. I
say we wait, and at the end of the pod,
40 heroes gone.
At the end of the pod, me and Marco guess how many of the 20 we can guess are gone. That's like
I just posted the lineup, or in the WhatsApp.
I
cut them out and boxed them in. I couldn't even tell you. I've cut them out of my head.
Yeah.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it, Marco. We'll guess.
X's.
Yeah,
I'm interested in guessing.
Yeah, there's probably some arguments. I wanted to make it a nice round 20, but it's the last 5 I was struggling.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've been able to watch 1 or 2 games before I go to bed. It looks like tonight, though, I'll be able to watch all of EG because that's in 4 hours. So
so jealous.
That's going on at 10 p.m. So that's perfect.
Nice.
So I get to watch 1 or 2 games, and I've enjoyed it a lot. I said in the Discord, I cheer against whoever is playing Void Spirit, unless it's EG or Quincy. And I know that you posted it only has a 47% win rate, but I don't care. I think the heroes absolutely obnoxious.
More obnoxious than Puck?
Yeah, I hate watching it with every bone in my body.
Wow.
Just someone... It's just like he double jumps out of nowhere, Yules combos you, and then he gets like amazing follow-up, or he gets the Ags, and he just jumps in, doesn't have to worry about anything because he gets like a 4-man silence because it has such a huge radius, and he gets to do it twice. Feels like some not very tanky hero should be afraid of jumping in, and he just doesn't have to be afraid at all, ever. And then every spell does insane damage, and every spell has insane mobility almost. And then in the late game, it's like, oh, this, by the way, this W spell with insane movement and damage, it also stuns for 2.5 seconds, by the way.
Is Void Spirit gone, Adam?
Yes,
that's fixed.
Yeah. And the first, he would have been first off the list, but the grid is so big, and he's on the very bottom, so I had to scroll down. I was like, oh, there he is. So I had made some cuts before, but he's like he's A number 1.
That's funny.
I just cannot stand, and I've never won a game with him. I've only played it a few times, but I cannot stand that hero. The only thing that was like cool was when Abed went the level 15 talent for True Sight on the Remnant against the Techies. That was pretty cool. But besides, that's because you're against the Techies, and it did like spot out some mines and stuff. But one time he walked uphill without doing it, and he blew up and gave up like 800 gold anyways.
Techies, that's enough one out of the game, I imagine.
Adam's a Techies player, though. I'm not certain.
But I have liked the Major, seen some Tusk, which was cool. Saw TB build second item, Ags, and lose, but the idea behind it was really cool. I think he lost to a Void Spirit, though. It's like, I don't know, you can't cut it, like, it comes online pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't like the hero concept, but I guess Puck, is it picked more?
Puck's the most contested hero at the Major.
Puck's got two more picks.
You gotta pick Puck against Void Spirit. Like, that's about the only way you can do anything to him is to leash him. So I don't. That's probably why Void Spirit has a lower win rate, because Puck is a counter.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah.
No, yeah, I find it confusing when teams pick Void Spirit over picking Puck when they have the chance to.
Maybe it's an eye pick. If you pick Puck, then you can dissuade someone from picking VS. But it's like, it seems VS is like the first two safe.
Yeah, it's safe, but it does just get slapped by Puck. But then it's, do you ban Puck? It's got a lot of bans.
I don't like that axe. Like, I really don't like the axe.
On Puck or Void Spirit?
Void Spirit. Like, I cannot stand it. Because he gets two... He already has this amazing ult with 2 charges, and then you give him another ability with 2 charges. And he just... I don't know, I just feel like he does everything. He's really strong. And it's very frustrating because of how mobile he is. And again, that's like every complaint I have with the game, is how every new hero gets a bunch of movement abilities. I mean, he is a spirit, so it makes sense that he has movement abilities. Like, that's their whole gimmick. But
let's move to a hero that I know Adam has let live in Dota 3, and that's Tusk. We mentioned it earlier, the quintessential POS 4. So this hero has been picked 43 times and has a 58% win rate. And I feel like the hero stocks are rising as the tournament goes on, and in this playoff section, especially with Team Secret first picking it twice, and for other reasons.
4 and 3, and then maybe 5.
Oh, it's been 3. I haven't actually. Have I seen it 3? Maybe.
The 3 build is the Necro build.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think I saw it like a Dota buff of the game, but I didn't watch it. I've seen it before. I know Yapsor played it twice, and then the Quincy crew stand-ins played it like all the time, Polison or whatever his name is. Do you think Tusk's strength is down to the hero's skills? Because I don't really feel like it's been changed that much, and yet suddenly it's this super highly contested POS 4 hero. I'm just intrigued as to why that is. Part of me feels like it's because the rest of the 4 pool is quite underwhelming. Heroes like Earthshaker have been nerfed quite a lot with the shard change. Mirana's 4 you just don't see coming out anymore. Earth Spirit obviously is another contested hero. That's the other 4 that I think's very popular. Or maybe it's to do with the meta, and it's about having this kill potential hero that roams around. Is that important for teams? I don't know. What were your thoughts on?
Well, it seems to be trending to melee 4s. So when melee 4s are possible or popular, that means Tusk. And then I think he can gank from level 2, which is really huge. And all of his skills are very strong. And then it seems like there's a lot of emphasis on Snowball. Like, there's like a lot of team fighty type of ults that happen to where Snowball's really big. Or like somebody gets gone on, you Snowball. Blink Snowball. Or Mars ult, Snowball. Renders that completely useless. I don't know how big the Enigma is right now, but like you deal with that really great. Yeah, and then Secret picked the same 3 heroes.
Yeah.
They picked Mars, Enchantress, Tusk, with Enchantress 5. I feel like that's because you can roll. I didn't get to see the games, but you can roll the creeps onto somebody. So it's like Centaur Stun or like more tag team.
Yeah, more tag team. Yeah, they tri-laned in the first game, and it was one of the most brutal tri-lane demolition jobs you'll ever see in your life. It's absolutely disgusting.
I got it. Like I played that. We played that game where I was Slardar, and we were against a Morphling, and unfortunately, our Tusk got shards at 2 instead of Snowball, and I think Snowball is really good at level 2.
If you've got a melee partner in particular.
Yeah, it lets you gap close like so strong. And and it's like you're snowballing from the trees out of nowhere. It's like really good initiation. It's pretty fast. Especially that early. And the shards is like super, super strong. I think it's more strong if you're ganking mid or something, because you block the river.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like really, really, like his spells, even though they don't necessarily do the most damage, they're like super high impact, because the Q is basically fissure, but almost better sometimes, because it locks someone in and redirects their pathing. And then the W is a better Astral or Shadow Demon Q, Disruption, because you can get a whole team.
And it's like a free blink with a short delay, and you're invulnerable. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you'd rather just blink and be there straight away. But it's so instant. You see all the time, you're trying to gank with a Tusk, they see a hero with a tiny bit of vision, and then straight away, bang, snowball. And that gap close is quick enough that it's really effective, That's what the hero's all about. Tag team early and with Roche. And then late game, the impact of the punch is really big as well, especially when there's a lot of jugs are flying around, spin TP, no.
I mean, even like a troll or Ursa, just that bit of
disruption, just disrupting.
Disruption, from
he pops ult and you just punch him. And then he pops troll, you put everyone in a snowball. Like that is so obnoxious. But then also, it's initiation, but it's also de-escalation or escape. Because how many times you see these crazy snowball angles where people go over the hill to a jungle camp that they had vision of, and they just get everybody to go away. Or, it's like you can just be so slippery. Plus, you're very tanky because you get the health talent, and then it's like you said at 80% walrus punch crit. Like, you don't have to have a lot of built-in damage because tag team plus your crit punch scales so good.
Yeah. I don't think this hero's ever disappeared from being a strong 4. I think the meta with skirmishes are quite active if you want them to be. Lane rotations is a thing. He's perfectly in there, but I think he's always been prime. One additional point, so Adam, everything he said is why I think it's quintessential 4, offensive, defensive. A great point made in the Discord, actually, by Yuka was the Rosh tag team. And actually, using tag team when taking down Rosh accelerates it quite a lot. And I think it's something not really been appreciated as much until this tournament. And I think in this tournament, one of the more sizable factors now in the strength of Tusk is that tag team Rosh play. And it does look to be speeding Rosh kills up fairly substantially.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5. I mean, it depends on how many heroes you have in
If
there.
you've got 5 in the pit with tag team, it's killing Rosh like 10, 20.
Or
Necrobucket as well, yeah. It's killing it fast.
Yeah, that's really strong. I wonder if they do anything to it, maybe just like give it the half effectiveness on Roche treatment.
Yeah, I think they could.
2 heroes that are close to your heart, Marco, that have bounced back after being really strong a few months ago and then sort of falling out of flavour. And I know a lot of the pros were sort of saying, I'm not sure about these heroes anymore. They weren't being picked in DPC, like the actual main season. They had relatively low pick rates or pick rates that diminished as they went on. But now, Mars and Troll, both back to sort of being almost premier picks in this tournament. So to give you the stats, Mars is being contested in 71% of games, and it's got a 44% win rate, which is not great, but just on the contest is high. Troll also a high contest rate, 67% contested, and a 57% win rate. So particularly the Troll, I think, is interesting because if you take away Monkey King, obviously MK is played as a carry often, but it's also played as a mid. So I think we can ignore Monkey because he's got inflated stats here. But if you take away MK, Troll's the most contested carry in the whole tournament. More than Weaver, more than, Juggernaut. So it's interesting to see Troll back. And Mars is everyone's loving Mars at the moment as well.
Yeah, Troll's got a lot of bans. It's 19 picks, 53 bans. So yeah, a lot of bans. For the Mars, I think it feels like such a tournament hero. Same pubs, I don't think it's got a great notable win rate. I feel like in tournaments when you want to know you've got reliable team fight.
Yeah.
I think Mars is being played often with, say, a Yules rather than a Blink. But both are common. But why not watch Mars in these games? And Zai, like you mentioned, played it twice. What I think is really cool and the strongest bit about it is that he puts down the ult and he captures 3 heroes in it, and he's not playing the hero to be
big damage man.
It's not a big damage man. It's either I'm going to place this ult in this zone, so 3 of your 5 heroes can't escape, and we're gonna kill these 3, isolate them, kill them. Or they're playing the Mars in this, guys, I'm going to throw a hero back into you from, say, a Blink spear backwards play or a Yule's up spear backwards play movement and displace someone. And yeah, it feels reliable. I mean, the win rate, like you say, 44% isn't great, but when you see it being played right or in the winning games, it feels so reliable, and it also has got this big Phoenix combo. I think if you saw the Phoenix Mars win rate, it would be higher, it would be strong. That's a really classic combo. You force the team fight to happen, force the egg. Same with the Crob, very popular pick. If you've got a Mars and you force the Crobble inside as well. Even with a hero like, even just your carries like your Monkey, Wraith King, they love a Mars ult. It just forces that team fight to happen. And I think in a tournament setting, that ability is valued just that bit more relative to, say, when we're talking about pubs and stuff.
It's like another puck ult, kind of.
Yeah, it can be, yeah. I think one thing about Mars that is true both in pubs and in pro games that makes his contest rate high is that it's a hero that doesn't need farm to have impact, and you saw it with Zai, especially in the first game when they aggressively tri-laned and sacked Zai's lane on the Mars. He's behind, but it doesn't really matter because what makes the hero strong is his spells. If you think about other threes, they're much more farm reliant and they're much more snowbally than Mars. Mars can recover very well. In fact, I had a game earlier this week, the one I was talking about with Void Spirit, in which our Mars got absolutely destroyed in the off lane, had, the farm of a pos 4 pretty much, and still has impact just because the only thing really that you need to do is get off a good arena and use your spear, and you don't need farm for that. Everyone wants a Blink, and a Yules, and a BKB, but really if the rest of the team's doing well, and in a pro game, you'd think that would happen because of the way people plan out the game. You can pick a Mars and know that you're going to get impact from it no matter what happens to that lane and what happens to that hero in the first sort of 20 minutes of the game. So I think that's another reason why you see it contested, because it's like you say, it just feels consistent. Doesn't matter what the game state is or what how the Mars has been doing up to a certain point. It's just reliable and it's solid lockdown. So yeah,
another three that is, I actually don't really understand this story, but Timbersaur's got the second highest ban rate. Wait, no, fourth highest. After Puck, Io, Krob, three highly meta, very strong heroes. The fourth highest ban rate is Timber.
It's actually higher, isn't it? There's a higher ban. It's got 68 bans to Krob's 55.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at combined. Yeah, there we are. Out of bans, it's Puck. Sorry, Io 83, then Timbersaur 68. So the second highest banned hero, which I found very interesting.
Hard to kill. Very tanky. Lots of damage. I've seen it. I've seen it at the major. It looks really scary.
Yeah, you wonder about whether it's the prominence of strength heroes. A lot of people, obviously Io is the most banned hero, so to what extent we look into that, I don't know. And then Phoenix, Timber's good against obviously all these strength heroes, Mars, Beastmaster, Tusk, Alchemist. So I don't know. You'd think that the reason it's being banned a lot is because people are picking heroes that they know Timber counters. So I suppose it makes sense that it's banned more than it's picked. I guess that would be my explanation for why it's got really high bans, but only 19 picks, which is very low. It's a bannable hero. You just think, we know we're going to pick whatever, our Phoenix or our Mars.
It's one of those, second phase bans? It's like, these are what we've picked. We know where we're trending. We know what we can't deal with. It's a Timbersaw.
I think you're right with the POS 4 in particular, your Tusk, your Earth Spirit, your Phoenix. These are the top three picked POS 4s, and they are picked first phase without question. Like, these heroes do not escape the first phase, so I think you're right that then a Timber could be a natural counter to these strength POS 4s, Pango. Oh, sorry, yeah, those strength POS 4s. But I find it interesting though as well, because the POS 3s, it's a Mars, it's a Pango, maybe a little bit of Enigma that's seem to be the common threes.
Krob as well.
Krob, yeah, as well, good shout, which are very much team, AoE, big team fight, whereas the Timbersaw, I guess, he does offer threat in the team fight, but his damage is more single target contained, if you like. So I just thought it was really interesting to see Timber being the second most banned hero. Wouldn't have expected it, but yeah.
Another one to cover is from meme to reality. Io Core, actually the real deal, unbeatable. Most banned hero, only been picked 17 times, but a 64% win rate. And I feel like it's been core more than it's been support.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to quantify the win rates because I have seen it played both, and I've seen it lose as support. So
someone on the panel said it's not lost as core.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe that.
So that means it must have lost almost every time the support if it's got 64% win rate. So IO from
I've seen it like with Weaver and stuff. Like
that's when it's
run around.
Weaver's got
tethered.
crap win rate. Yeah,
it runs around tethered and it's like, ooh, we're fast, and it's like, and that's it. You know,
it's
like
not around you can't move.
Yeah,
I don't like IO core.
You don't?
I mean, no, I don't. I don't understand what is happening because it's just got 200 HP regen somehow. It's right clicking you for 400 damage somehow. It's then got balls slapping you every 0.1 second. I have no idea how strong these balls are, but they seem to be very strong. It's moving at 500 ms for some reason. It's then got overpower
because it's equipped to a creep. It's like somehow it's tethered to this creep, and it's
like 550 move speed.
Kobold, and you can't kill the kobold because he gets loads of HP from Helm Dom. He casts overcharge, and I think that reduces damage, incoming damage, and increases attack speed. So I'm just like, what's going on? How am I meant to kill you again?
In the late game, he tethers to another carry, and they're both attacking you. Because know, every time the carry attacks, he attacks. You're like, what?
So I actually just don't understand what the kill, how you're meant to kill it, beat it. Yeah, I don't. You play against a troll warlord, and you know what the ult does. You know how to avoid it. You play against any carry, you understand where the kill threat appears and exists. Okay. With IO, I just do not understand anything.
And it also stacks 3 camps at once.
Yeah, bullshit like that as well. I can't be arsed, man.
The overcharge doesn't reduce incoming damage. It gives you max HP regen. So it gives you bonus HP regen.
Oh, did they change?
I just had.
I'm pretty sure that's changed, but yeah.
It increases your HP regen, your attack speed, and your spell amp. So it gives you spell amp on the W's. I just had a heart attack there because I've been thinking, does it seriously reduce incoming damage? Because I press it
used to.
Sometimes for the regen. Yeah.
Yeah, 7.23, it granted damage reduction, and now it's granting max health as health regen instead. So, but then when you got a heart, and the amount of HP regen you're getting when you've got heart and overcharge and Helm Dom, it's like you can't kill the hero.
Yeah.
So I don't like it.
It's so strong because it farms so fast. I mean, it ticks all the boxes, like you say. It's super fast, farms really quickly. By the way, it puts I mean, obviously this is super obvious because these guys are pros, but I was like, oh yeah, my ag's timing at like 19, 20 minutes. That's pretty good. And then I watch in game, it's like 14, 15 minute ags every game. And I'm like, fuck.
Doing something wrong.
Yeah. Also, the Pangolier is interesting to me because I've been listening to some panels who said we've been wondering a lot about regions and inter-region Dota. And it was Lizard who said in the group stages that as someone he'd been doing China DPC, that's like his assignment, I guess, is China DPC, and he'd been watching Southeast Asia as well, just because he was like on that sort of time zone covering the DPC, and he was saying that the single hero that was the most region specific was Pangolier, and it was really not touched in Europe at all, and then in China it was one of the most contested heroes, and so it's interesting to see it come into this major and it's got a very good win rate, 67%. So I guess we'll be seeing some of that cross-region pollination, and Pango is an interesting case. So
another case.
Marco, I know you hate Pango.
Yeah, I do hate Pango. I've actually not come across it for a while, so my hatred is pretty tame. But when I die for Pango
I
for
forgot
12
to remove
seconds,
Pango.
Yeah, that's a hero that should go. That's for sure.
I mean, the new Ag Shard is ridiculous. You roll on someone, stop yourself,
you
turn around, wait for them to be not stunned again, then stun them again, then like use yourself. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Then either blink back or Abyssal Blade, or you swash through and stun some more.
You can't BKB when Pango gets you. And there's nothing more infuriating than being locked down for 10 seconds, just smashing BKB.
And also from out of vision, because he's blinked in. Roll and then blink.
Dark times. A hero that's worth mentioning for the stats, Elder Titan, 19 games played, 84% win rate. So is that 17 wins? Or maybe 16 wins? 16 wins, 3 losses. That's bonkers. And I think it is a China thing as well. If I'm looking in the games, I think it's the only Chinese teams that pick it, or a bit of C.
Right.
Couple EU, but yeah. Is
it being played as 5? Because the last time ET was crushing the meta was TI, when it was played as a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ's 5 now, right? I saw Fnatic do that.
Oh.
4 or 5. LGD seemed to say 5 or 4. No, yeah, 5. LGD are doing 5.
It's fine as a 5. It does everything. It doesn't need farm.
Yeah. But like you say, it crushed TI.
Yeah.
ET spells are good, don't need farm.
Control Roche, win TI.
Control Roche, win TI.
A hero that's really fallen off is Keeper of the Light. It's only got
Liquid Specialist.
1 and 6 at this major.
To me it's Team Liquid's hero, and they've obviously crashed out, so it's not done very well.
Yeah. Any other observations from the major?
Did you watch Thunder Predator Secret? That was kind of...
Yeah, that was a good...
It was a good series to watch. You just feel bad for TP to go against Secret. But then they dropped lower bracket and 2-0'd Asta, who were not a bad team. So that's just really impressive how crazy strong they've been.
Yeah, and imagine if Beast Coast were here, there'd be 2 Peru stacks in the playoffs. That'd be so
Imagine that grand final, TP versus Beast Coast.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hype. I mean, Secret would have had to have, got on COVID and had to withdraw or something for that to have occurred.
It has been really fun watching TP. So I've seen a few games and I've seen lots of highlight videos, and they play just with no fear. They're so aggressive. They're doing the Tusk, the Earth Spirit. Just caught so much aggression, so much fighting, so comfortable. Just they're taking skirmishes all the time. They're moving so fast across the map. Really enjoyable to watch. And it's cool to see this kind of random team come out and beast it.
Definitely exciting to see.
I
was going to mention the Kaya Sanj because it's an item that we sort of maybe trashed is a bit too harsh, but we certainly talked about how it was underwhelming a few episodes back, probably 5-6 episodes back. But it's being picked up more and more, I'm seeing, and I was thinking about this earlier today. And I feel like Sanj, because it gives that status resistance and all the other things, it basically just tanks you up quite a lot. Any hero that likes a Kaya, any hero that wants to build a Kaya, Storm Spirit, Io, what's the other one? Oh yeah, Void Spirit as well. I mean, it's less common on Void Spirit. Kaya's doesn't scream Void Spirit. Tinker as well. Tinker's not really picked at this major, but just in pubs, Tinker too. All of those heroes, Kaya Sanj is good on, I feel like, or is definitely buyable, just because Sanj is such a sort of solid complement. And I think that's why you're seeing it picked up a fair bit, especially on Storm Spirit. It's being picked up or you could almost say it's core on Storm, because Kaya is core. And people are building into it almost instead of Bloodstone in some games, if the Bloodstone seems too greedy. And on IO, it's being built a bunch as well. So I thought that was worth mentioning.
Yeah, I'm glad to see this item exist, because it did feel like it was a non-factor a while ago. But then, like you say, with the status resistance change, 2 changes. So, some items lost status resistance, like Satanic. But then also status resistance has gone up from 20% to 25%, so a little bit of a buff. For the items that do have it. Another component that's really important is Kaya's an 8% spell amp, or spell damage amp. You make it Kaya Sange, and it's a 16% spell damage amp. So by completing that second component, you're really buffing the Kaya component as well, and that's why someone like Void Spirit or Tinker is very happy to build it. And then in addition, the Sange status resistant component, someone like a Void Spirit in amidst the fights, 25% status resistance is going to be a big lifesaver. I've seen a Timbersaw build it, kind of second item, which I thought was quite interesting. So like you say, yeah, there are heroes that like it, and so it's cool to see.
Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't even realise that.
It's the same with all the combinations like Sange and Yasha. The components of each get buffed when you merge them together. I think this is one of the reasons why. Well, I don't know if Sange and Yasha is underappreciated. It's not in the pro scene, etc. But maybe pubs underappreciate it because I think you can easily think about Sange and Yasha being a Sange and a Yasha, but that's not. When you bring them together, you get that the individual components buffed.
Yeah,
every Weaver ever. Falcon Blade, Maelstrom, Sange, and Yasha.
SMY is just a big item at the moment in general.
It is a big item.
Juggernauts go SMY over Manta, you know.
Yeah.
A lot
Every
of the time.
troll.
Yeah.
PL is getting it instead of Manta. Arteezy Naga got it.
One for the POS 1s, which is quite cool, I always find, is when you've got a Wraith King building a Halberd for the status resist, but then because they're against, say, a troll.
For the evasion.
I like, and evasion as well. So I quite like Halberd on POS 1s when it's a good game.
Anti-mage Halberd, let's go.
Yeah, I watched the funny anti-mage Arteezy video, YouTube kind of pub thing, where he went Echo Saber, Halberd, Scardy, Abyssal,
no Battle
something
Fury.
Like no Battle Fury. He didn't even have a mag. No. He was against a PA, and so the aim was to get beefy, because the way that PA, which is a natural counter to AM, is that you are squishy and you're a bit of a glass cannon, so PA can just two-shot you. So he did this really kind of beefy build, all these beefy items, such that he can never... I think he just kind of got involved with fights. I mean, Echo Saber, he's fighting at minute 12 and stuff. Like, it was really pretty fun to watch.
Big damage.
Yeah, with the double mana burn, douche, quite strong.
Farm of Mana Void. Farm heroes with Mana Void.
Yeah.
That's the play. Yeah, well, we'll talk about the major, the conclusion of the major, next week. Maybe only for 5 minutes though, because we'll also have a hero and hopefully a decently sized patch to talk about as well.
I don't know if the patch comes out though. Because it said the Friday after the major.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's not Friday?
That's Friday the 9th.
No.
Because the major only concludes on Sunday.
Yeah, major concludes Sunday.
So the
Shame
patch will
on you,
land
Marco.
Friday
Shame
night.
on you.
Did he say it was the second?
No,
Someone-
but he's ruined my excitement.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah, I was confused because I thought it was coming out tomorrow until a few days ago when I checked Liquidpedia and I saw the major ended Sunday. So I was like, well, it's obviously not coming out tomorrow then. Or it's not coming out this Friday. So, yeah. Well, then I guess maybe it might be a case of an emergency pod on Friday and not maybe do a pod the day late or something. Maybe wait for it. We'll see about that. But that might be the play.
But hopefully we get some teaser video when the major concludes.
Oh yeah, that'll be so exciting.
That would be nice.
Maybe there's a teaser at the end of the anime, but we don't know, and the rest of the Dota world knows.
Yeah, we need to get to the end of that. It's been good fun.
Yeah. Well, let's end it then and watch some anime.
But my, you were going to guess.
Oh yeah, the guess.
Yeah.
Aye, we've got to do this. I'm actually excited for these. We've got to guess. Rewind. Okay, so some gimmies. I feel like Invoker.
So I missed Pango, and
Okay.
I have edited it because I just didn't see it when I was scanning. So I will give you that one.
Invoker's got to be gone.
Yeah, he's He was the first one I took out. So-
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that Invoker's gone. You like Hoodwink, I think. So I don't think Hoodwink's gone.
Pudge gone?
Pudge is gone.
Rubik?
No.
You always
Stan's
get...
Chrono wouldn't ruin it that much.
Tinker's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. Is
We've-
Brood
we've
gone?
said-
I feel like you might keep Brood in.
Brood is gone.
Oh, Brood is gone.
Arc Warden's gone?
Arc Warden is gone.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank goodness for that. If you kept Arc Warden in, that'd be insane.
You said Void Spirit's gone, surely, after...
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Is
he's
Puck
gone.
gone, or is that just in the major that you don't like Puck?
Puck is in the game.
Okay, that's good.
How many have we got rid of?
Is Lycan in the game?
Lycan is not in the game.
Lycan's not in the game. Okay.
Well, that is you named 5, 6
We've
of them.
We've only done
6 out of my
six.
20. Yeah, I
Wow.
think.
Void Spirit, Arc, Lycan...
7 if we include Pango.
I hope Meepo's
7
still
out
in
of
the
the
game.
20. Meepo is not in the game.
Oh,
you're
Meepo's
right.
not. Is Huskar in the game?
Huskar is in the game.
Okay.
Morphlin?
Who?
Morphling?
Morph's got to be gone, yeah.
Morphling is gone. Yeah,
Nice.
that one's a gimme.
Is Visage gone?
Visage. Yeah, he's gone.
Wow, Visage is gone. He played one unranked game with me, and now Visage is gone. Oh,
This should
yeah.
just be Stan's picks.
Yeah. Is OD gone?
See, I forgot about OD, so I probably would swap OD and Visage.
Okay.
I would remove OD and put Visage back in because I don't.
Is
think
Zeus
he's-
gone?
Zeus is in the game.
Zeus is in the game. Okay. Did we say Techies? Techies is
Techies is out.
Yeah, Techies got to go.
Nice.
Is Dark
It
Willow
was-
in the game?
Dark Willow is there.
What heroes does Adam want out? Is SF in the game? You've got
He's
to
in
keep
there.
SF. Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
in there.
Dota. but
Most
SF.
of these heroes are at the lower end of the alphabet. Almost
Okay.
everything. So
Anti-Mage? Is Anti-Mage in the game?
no, yeah, he's in. So
Okay.
I did take out Ember Spirit, but then I put him back in when I took out Pango. So
Okay. Is Bloodseeker in the game? Rupture's pretty annoying.
he's in. We take out. There's one that's an L, and everything else is like from P on.
Lone Druid gone?
Lone Druid is gone.
Wow, Lone Druid's
Not a
gone.
fan.
Wow. Is Io in the game?
Yeah, everything else is.
Okay.
Well, there's one in, and everything's in and below.
Thinking about your hatred of movement, is Storm Spirit gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
Wow, Storm's gone. Wow. So wait, everything's less than N. There's nothing that's like after N in the alphabet.
I'm thinking below. Everything is after N and below.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm being silly then. It's the other way around. Okay.
Oh, you can't get rid of Furion, the Nature's Prophet.
Of course not. Why would I?
Okay, good. Because I mean global mobility.
Yeah. Most of these are kind of.
I think I have one. I think Wind Ranger's gone.
Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, right. Is Ricky in the game?
Ricky is he's removed.
What?
Poor Marco.
in shambles. Yeah.
How many left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
Is Queen of Pain in the game?
Yeah, she's there.
Whoa.
Have you removed Timbersaw?
He's gone. Easily.
That's harsh. That is harsh.
I cut the tree he's going to, and then he just. I cut the chain.
Is Tiny gone?
No.
Okay. I just thought maybe your hatred of OG, you'd remove Tiny.
Oh, I didn't check Pudge. There's only 3 left. You already
Okay.
said Pudge.
Only 3 left, wow. And they're all after N.
Sniper?
He loves sniper. Adam was a sniper player.
Yeah, but it's also pretty toxic to play against sniper if you can't end.
There's there's an N, there's a P, and there's an S.
Is the S Slug?
Yeah.
Really? I could give Slark a bit of hate. I don't think that's a good hero.
Well, I had to cut 20, so I mean we're at the bottom of the barrel of.
Yeah, so we've got N and P.
There's no... You surely haven't removed Night Stalker. He's one of your heroes.
No.
Okay.
No.
What's the N, then?
You were close. Monka S. Next
Nyx?
one in the yeah, I took out
Nyx
Nyx
Assassin.
Assassin.
Oh, you don't like Nyx?
Yep. A lot of
feel like
invisible heroes caught the cut.
Yeah.
One
What's
more.
the P, Marco? Don't tell me it's Pugner.
No, I couldn't
Okay.
kill all your heroes.
Nice, I need something.
Phoenix for the dive? Don't like movement?
No.
Nah, it's gotta be... It's either PL or PA, surely.
That's what I thought PL, but
Is
then I
it
feel like
PA?
Adams played...
It is not PA.
Oh, is it PL?
It is PL.
Oh, you've played PL twice recently. You can't do that.
Why?
I'm
why
happy
not?
for PL to go.
That's sin.
I don't know. I think 20's too many. I think there's definitely a comfortable 10 I could get rid of.
I could get rid of 10.
15 is a stretch, and 20, we're just, it gets into the territory of this hero annoyed me one time. And we get rid of it. It's like, probably would just be happy with 5 if we took out Invoker and Void Spirit and Pango and OD.
And Morph.
And Morph. Yeah, I'd probably be okay with those. Techies makes the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is obviously, I'm just being silly / salty. I don't think they actually need to remove any heroes from the game, but there are some times where I'm like, I'm upset.
I'm surprised you didn't remove Clinks. Clinks would 100% go for me. But that's just me. He's invis and he's fast and he is just ridiculous amounts of damage. He's just annoying.
Yeah, I kept Clinks and Bounty and Weaver. I thought about Leshrac, but it's like he's not that... He doesn't take over that many games. That makes you sad, but when he does, you're pretty sad.
Yeah. Well,
I bet
me and
Fnatic
Marco...
would take out Leshrac after losing last night to it. It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
lost to Neon.
Yeah, I saw the game, but... That's the challenge for me and Marco, maybe, is we've got to come in with, 10 heroes that we're removing from the game for the next episode. Yeah,
Dota
start out with some
3.0.
controversy. Yeah. Alright, well, there you go. Put in the Discord what 10 heroes you've removed. I'm interested to see what the most controversial one is. And until next week, have a final whistle.